Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Pat Johnson, and I'm here today to bring to you the ICM Spiritual Vitamin for today. I thank God for being here, and I thank God for my pastor, Bishop Jonathan Wallace, and our First Lady, Betsy Wallace. And I say greetings to the entire ICM family. My scripture text today will be coming from Daniel, the 3rd chapter. I will be skipping about for a minute, and then I will get to my main point, which is the God that we serve is able to deliver us. Daniel, verse 1 begins, Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dora, in the province of Babylon. Skipping down to verse 3, Then the princes, the governors and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the province were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud, To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time that ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. I'm skipping down to verse 12, and it says, There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. And I'm skipping down to verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. And my final verses, I'm going down to verse 24. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose in haste, and spake unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Then Nebuchadnezzar came to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth to the midst of the fire, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. I thank God for the blessing of the reading of this word, and I just want to encourage your hearts today to let you know that the God that we serve is able to deliver us. In this particular story, we see that the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, has built this golden idol, and his expectation is that everyone should bow down and worship this idol. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the 3 Jews refused to bow down. They refused to bow down because they understood who their God was. They knew that their God was the true and the living God, and they simply would not bow down to anything that was not their God. As the story goes, the king became enraged, and he threw them into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And in his anger at their disobedience to him, he even decided to increase the fire by making it 7 times hotter than normal. But he threw the Hebrew boys into the fiery furnace, but much to his surprise, they were not harmed. Nothing happened to them, and God got into the fire with them. People of God, I know we're going through many uncertainties in this season. We're going through things that we have truly never seen before. We're dealing with all kind of issues and problems that we never saw coming. But the thing to be encouraged about today is to know that the God that we serve is able to deliver us. If we hold on to God, and if we keep the faith, and if we stay strong to what we know as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did, then our God will show up for us. Because not only is he for us, but our God is with us. And he proved that in this scripture when he got in the fire with them. The thing you have to love about God, that in every situation that you go through, when you depend and trust in him, he will get in the middle of the fire with you. He got into the fire with them, and they were not harmed. The fire had no power over them because God was in the midst of the fire with them. When God gets into any situation with us, it loses its power. So if you're unemployed and you think that you're depending on your jobs to make it, I'm encouraging you to know today that when God gets into that situation, your unemployment problem is no longer a problem because it has no power over God. People of God, nothing has power over our God because he is the ultimate power. So when he gets in the middle of anything with us, just know that it is done. It is finished. Sickness has got to cease under the power and the presence of God. Unemployment has got to cease under the power and the presence of God. Anything that comes up against us as the people of God, as long as we trust him, as long as we have faith, as long as we stand on his word and stand on his promise, nothing can have power over us as long as God is with us. So just know today that God is with us. Our God, the one that we serve, he is able to deliver us. And there is no power greater than he. There is no power that could ever come up against us. Trust in God. Keep the faith. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Hang in there and know that God will be with you in the fire. And not only will he be with you in it, but when he brings you out, you will come out unsinged. You will come out without the smell of smoke. You will come out in a wealthy place because God does all things well. People of God, stay encouraged. God is for us. He is with us, and he is able to deliver us. People of God, nobody has power over us. God is our power. Be encouraged. I love you all. God bless you.